Hi, my name is Joseph O'Brien. I was on the 13th season of America's Got Talent, and I am a junior at Liberty University. So I grew up in a really musical home. My dad was a big influence on me because he was in a band called New Song, and he was gone around like 265 days out of the year at first when I was a kid because he was doing so much world touring and traveling. But he was always really good with piano stuff. And I always wanted to be just like him. I wanted to play just like him. He was definitely had a lot of impact on like the way I play music, especially when it comes to playing piano. I started singing when I was probably around 5 years old. It was expected in the O'Brien household for everyone to sing. That was just kind of our thing. I grew up in a really strong Christian household, so every single day was basically listening to a sermon. Because my mom would put on her favorite preacher, or on a road trip, it was a guaranteed 3 sermons. So a lot of people have a testimony that's super crazy, like they were either addicted to something or had a crazy transformation event. Whereas for me, I didn't have a conversion moment, but I just know that from a time that I was young that I always belonged to Christ. And I think it was probably when I was around 8th grade that I decided to really take my faith more seriously, and I got baptized. And from then on out, it was kind of just a battle for standing for convictions. So little did I know how much that would transfer kind of into my America's Got Talent experience. When I auditioned for America's Got Talent, I didn't expect to go anywhere. Honestly, I always wanted to audition for a show like America's Got Talent because it's just a cool opportunity, and I finally just got the guts basically to go to Nashville and wait in line with 10,000 other people. And when it all happened, I was like, wow, well, this is really cool. Maybe I'll get on TV, maybe I'll be one of those people. So then I auditioned in front of Simon Cowell and all the celebrity judges. But it's funny how you can do so many things to prepare, and you walk out on that stage and it's like your whole world just, you forget everything, and you're just on stage and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many people, I'm on TV. Your mind is thrown for a big loop when you encounter those lights and when you walk to that X in the middle of the stage.
Hi.
Hi.
Do tell us your name.
My name's Joseph O'Brien. I'm from Columbia, Tennessee, and I'm 20 years old.
And I was kind of shocked because I thought I totally blew the audition. I was like, that was probably the worst I could have ever done, and there's no way they're gonna say yes. And then I got 4 yeses, and I was like, wow, okay, these people are weird.
I have to give you a yes.
Yes.
Giving you your second yes.
Third yes for me.
4 yeses, congratulations.
When I first auditioned for the show, to this day, I'm pretty sure the intentions weren't necessarily really from God. I honestly was doing it because I was like, it's funny looking at it now. I want to be a Christian artist, and I felt like I was helping God out because so many opportunities were closing, doors were closing, and I felt like this show was the only way for me to maybe have a shot at doing what I want to do. And so starting off, I became really self-conscious about everything that I said. I didn't want to upset the producers at all. I just wanted to do everything they told me to do because at the end of the day, I was like, God, this is what's most important. And then it was soon. After all of that experience, especially early on, I started realizing that I was becoming actually very unsatisfied, and I felt like there was a void, like something was really missing because I was missing the full picture. And it turned out that the less that I really listened to what they wanted me to do and how they wanted to portray me, and more about this is how things are, this is what's truth, this is what's right. I became more free in that than adapting to the sort of person that they wanted me to be.
Swept away in the dead of winter. It's only when I cry out for my lover.
And I always was met with almost shock, oh, you don't want to be a pop artist? You don't want to be a Justin Bieber? You don't want to go big time? I was like, no, the Lord's called me to Christian music. That's what I feel called to. And they just feel like it's settling for less. So I wasn't as open as I really would have liked to been on the show, especially with asking questions. There was always a constant battle of, oh man, they may they're gonna take this out anyway, so why would I say it? But they asked me a couple questions and I was just like straight blunt with them. They were like, what type of girl are you looking for? Well, I'm like, well, I'm looking for a nice, just like solid Christian girl. And they'd be like, well, cool. All right, we're going to cut that out. And so I got little opportunities here and there. And the more that I became free to talk about like my faith and talk to other people about, what I wanted to do, and what the Lord has called me to do, the more I really felt like the Lord was pleased with what was going on. And especially on social media, at first it was really hard to be like, should I let people know that I'm a Christian? Like, is that a thing I should do now or later? And I found out pretty quickly, I was like, I am called to be a child of God, not a child of AGT. And so I'm glad that he grew me in that area, especially over the course of the show. I think at the end of the day, Soli Deo Gloria is really all that matters. The chief end of man is to glorify God and enjoy him forever. And Bach, one of my favorite composers, always used to put SDG at the end of every one of his compositions, which stood for Soli Deo Gloria, which means to God alone be the glory. And that's what I try to live up to every day is, the music I make, the actions I take, every thought I think, am I doing it for the glory of God? And I think that everyone should live by that. And that is something hopefully inspires people to reshift their focus onto Christ rather than themselves.